And we are back. Episode 33 of Charlie and Kirsty Talk, women's football podcast. Arsenal have finally beaten Chelsea 2-0 at Stamford Bridge. It is the first time Arsenal have beaten Chelsea in an away fixture in 8 years. Man City beat London City Lionesses to go 9 points clear of the table. Man United beating Aston Villa 4-1. We've got Tottenham actually losing to Liverpool and Liverpool getting their first win. We've got FA Cup games to talk about. We've got League Cup games to talk about and everything else in between. Let's start with the magical Arsenal beating Chelsea 2-0. A Beth Mead masterclass. Let's get a perspective from a Man City fan first. How did you feel about that game?
I mean, I didn't expect much from Arsenal after your recent form, but you've done us a favour because if Chelsea had won, it would have left us with a 6 point gap instead of a 9 point gap, so I'll take it. And you surprised me, to be honest.
Yeah, I
If I'm
think
honest, I did not see it happening, and you've kind of put that pressure on us now because Chelsea are coming for revenge at the Etihad next weekend, and I hope it's not a repeat of midweek because I can't deal with another loss to Chelsea. And all the rage baiters in the comments on TikTok at the minute will be after me. So, yeah, thanks Arsenal for gifting us those 3 points yesterday, but also not thanks because the rage baiters are going to be after me. So, cheers,
do
thanks.
you really think Chelsea are going to come back for revenge? Because all of the kind of post-match interviews and Sonia Bompasta coming out and talking about the league being done kind of seems like they're just focusing on the other competitions and they're not really that bothered about the league now.
I mean, if we're going off like last season, for example, no, season before, sorry, when we were 6 point clear and then we lost that, and then last season they were in the same season, sorry, in 24 when you had Emma Hayes and Millie Bright, like, oh yeah, it's done, like we've lost the league, and then they came back and took it from us. Like, I think until we've played them next weekend and until we've played you guys, we can't really get too excited. Like, don't get me wrong, I got my bragging rights, thank you very much. And I have kind of enjoyed watching the downfall of Chelsea, but at the same time, unless they are just going to focus on Champions League, because nobody wants the Sandwich Cup. Who wants the Sandwich Cup? Not us. Not just because we got taken out, but just because nobody wants it. Um, and you guys aren't in it now either, so I can't even ask you if you want it. But I just, yeah, if they're really, really just going to focus on Champions League, then fine. Just give us the league, right? Don't come at us next weekend. Give us an easy ride. Let us just have our moment. Do you know what I mean?
No, I get you. I really don't know. It was a weird one because I felt like their game plan in the first kind of 30 minutes, maybe even the first half, was perfect. Like they just allowed us to have the ball. They just soaked up all the pressure. They were just winning headers because we just did what we were doing for the past how many games, just crossing the ball into absolutely nothing.
That went well on Wednesday, didn't it?
And I think they just knew that we were just going to do that. We were going to go out wide. We were going to cross it in. We were going to try and get Russo on the header, and they just stuck Millie Bright on her, and there was nothing we could do about it. And
Yep.
then you what ends up happening is they try and counter attack. We just end up giving Alyssa Thompson so much space, and someone who's so quick, you just can't do that. And the best way to kind of describe it is the Arsenal men game has just happened, and Man U have beaten Arsenal 3-2, and it's the exact same
Unlucky.
thing. Arsenal were just spamming crosses into the box. Man U were just keeping players in the space where the fullbacks left, and then just playing into there, running in behind and scoring goals. And that's exactly what Chelsea looked like they were going to do.
But they didn't.
They they tried, but it didn't work out that way. But yeah, that's what it seemed to be in the first half, was that kind of soak up the pressure, find the space and counter attack, and then go and pick them off. And I think Sam Kerr was instrumental in that, kind of being a brute of an attacker that can just hold up players. I wonder if they would have had more opportunities if Ramirez was playing, but that
Maybe.
wasn't the case. Obviously Agabiva Jones didn't start, so they didn't have that additional pace. But yeah, just something was missing for them. Their midfield just wasn't really clicking. They were kind of leaving players on the bench that you thought would make sense. Like
Hmm.
having Lauren James on the bench didn't really make sense. There's just
No,
a
it
lot
did
of
not.
things, just a lot of weird things for Chelsea.
And
But we capitalised. We made do. We scored our goals by not crossing the ball in and playing it round the box. One touch, two touch passes that we've been speaking about all week, and we've been speaking with other content creators about, of kind of what do Arsenal need to do to score goals, and that's what we did, and that's how we won the game.
I mean, I'm just getting up the stats while you were on about it, but when you said about Sam Kerr was not happy
Mm.
to have come off in the 57th minute for whatever reason to be replaced by
She just
LJ.
got nothing.
LJ had what? Over half an hour to come and make an impact, and it just didn't happen. And I think I expected more from Chelsea yesterday. They'd obviously beaten us midweek and knocked us out of the cup. It was bragging rights because no matter what team you support, you want that team to be whatever colour London is. And I mean, Arsenal haven't played their best in recent times either. So the fact that you've gone and done what Everton did is just mental. And we've actually now won more games this season than Chelsea have.
And I think we're
No,
kind of
we've lost more games. No, Chelsea have lost more games than us. Sorry, I can't
yeah,
get my
they've
words
lost
out.
too. But I might be wrong in this, but and obviously Chelsea fans, let me know. But it felt different because like with the Everton
Mm,
game, Arsenal no, sorry, with the Everton game, Chelsea weren't being dominated. Chelsea were kind of they were dominating possession, they were having the chances, and Everton were just picking them off of counter attacks. Whereas the Arsenal game, we had pretty much all of the ball. We were constantly attacking and we were playing good football. Even towards the end, when we were kind of defending for our lives, we still had a couple of chances, but it just we looked better in possession and we looked like we actually knew where to play the ball instead of just going out wide, crossing it in, playing out wide again, crossing it in. We were actually like going out wide, dragging a midfielder with us, playing 1-2 touch passes, then going to the outside of the box, trying to play through into the
mm.
box, playing it back, and then having a shot. And that is just what we should be playing. And I've been screaming out for, and not just crosses to Russo, who just gets dominated in the air most of the time. It's
Yeah,
difficult.
I mean, sorry to rain on your parade. You're saying Arsenal had more of the ball, like significantly, but they actually didn't. If you look at possession, you only actually had 54%. So it wasn't as kind of obvious as you think it would be possession wise.
But in terms of actually making chances, we done more with the ball than
Well,
they
yeah,
they just
yeah.
they kept the ball in the
18
second half.
shots, 8 on target.
Yeah, they kept the ball
Chelsea
in the
had
second
one.
half and couldn't really, cut through like we were cutting through, but we had the ball and we were making chances with the ball. In the first half, I think we probably had way more possession, and I think that's probably down to the last 30 minutes where at one point we had five players at the back. Like we just dropped behind and we just didn't want to concede anything. We just wanted to be really tight. So you do have to give up possession in that case.
I mean, you had Lucy Bronze's life. She really struggled yesterday, which surprised me. And I think the Chelsea defence almost went in with the same mindset that us City fans had with the whole, well, Arsenal haven't been playing well, so we can just do what we need to do. But it didn't happen that way. And as a City fan, I'm buzzing about it because it's made a massive difference for us. And I think if they have given up the title race, which it's looking like they have now, then that means that hopefully it's gonna be easier going forward, and I'm not gonna name the person, but one of the rage bait commenters that was in our TikTok comments on a video I put up earlier was like, "Well, you've got to beat Chelsea and Arsenal, you've got to be able to do this, and you've bottled it before." And I was like, "But if Chelsea have given up and Chelsea have realised that they're probably not gonna win the title, they're maybe not gonna go as hard in the WSL like they're going to in the Champions League, because Sonia's openly said that's what they're going for." The league is done, in Sonia's words yesterday. League is probably done, and they want the Champions League.
I do think you're probably right in that they underestimated us. They probably because I think we were talking about, weren't we, in the two games against Man United, we'd had something ridiculous like 40 something shots and
Yeah, you
only
did.
like 9 on target or something ridiculous along them lines and no goals. And then to go into a game against Chelsea, that's probably why they started the way they did, in thinking, right, we'll just camp in the box, we'll use Alyssa Thompson out wide, we'll have someone like Erin Cuthbert who can play the ball forward, and then all we need to do is just be really strong in defending. Millie Bright can win all the headers. Then we can play through Erin Cuthbert, we can play out wide. Alyssa Thompson will run past the defenders, cut inside and shoot, and it worked. But they just didn't get that
No.
end product. We, on the other hand, then didn't do all the crossing and actually played different styles. And we did the same thing, kind of what we did with against Villa, where Kim Little and Mariona in that pivot moved higher up the pitch and kind of linked up with the wingers, which we haven't really seen
Mm.
happened before until that Villa game where we won 2-0. So it kind of that seems to be our blueprint at the minute is when we get, we double out wide or we even triple out wide when you've got McCabe there as well. And you've got
She
McCabe,
played
Caitlin
really
Ford,
well.
and Mariona. It's just like that's our style at the minute. That's the way we should be playing. And yeah, I agree. McCabe did play well. I think Emily
She
Fox was
did play really
outstanding as
well.
well. I think we had so many players that just played really well. I don't think there was anyone that kind of didn't do as well. I think the only one you could maybe two you could talk about is Palova and Steno. I didn't think they
I
added
don't
too
think
much.
Vic was as bad as you thought she was, though. Like,
Didn't look
and
comfortable on the ball, and I think a lot of the time that's her strong suit is how comfortable she is on the ball, and it just didn't come across in that game. And I think it might have been to do with Chelsea's desperation, in that every time she takes a touch, you've got two or three players running
yeah,
at you. You're against Erin Cuthbert, who's relentless. Like
yeah,
it's difficult, but yeah, I think they're probably the only two players that I think didn't really stand out, and you know shout out to Mia. I think she's done her player ratings, and you'll probably see the same thing of no one
yeah.
really had a bad game.
I think as well though with the game yesterday, obviously you were without Olivia Smith because she got sent off during the Subway Cup game, and I really did wonder how you were going to manage without her, but you did. And personally, for me, I know Beth Mead obviously got a goal and assist, but I'd have given player of the match to Emily Fox because she
She
was
was amazing.
unreal.
Yeah, she was
She,
amazing.
if you want to talk about relentless, she was relentless
Well, the
yesterday.
first 10
She
minutes,
was
she was our
taking no
attacker.
prisoners. Like, she was just on it. She was defending. She was going for goal. Like, she was just
And I
outstanding.
think that's why it worked, though, because obviously with Olivia Smith and Beth Mead as the wingers, they both cut inside. And I know we've had the conversation many, many times on the podcast, but when both of your wingers cut inside, you make the pitch really narrow. And if your fullbacks aren't overlapping and giving that width, you are just going to be really easy to defend against. And we kind of were for a long time. Whereas not having Olivia Smith on and having Caitlin
Mm.
Ford, you've got someone out wide and someone who can cut in. But what was happening was in the first kind of 20 minutes, Beth Mead was playing the other role and she was staying out wide. So was Caitlin Ford, and then Emily Fox was cutting in, and so was Katie McCabe. So at one point, you just had all the Chelsea players just being like, "We're just going to have to sit in the box. We're just going to have to sit and wait for these crosses to come in and see what we can do because there's no other way. We're
Mhm.
just being overloaded." And that was clearly the game plan, which really worked. I just worry that when you play someone like you lot and you've got
Uh-huh.
Carolyn on one side and you've got Hemp and then Bunny Shaw who can just hold anyone up, that's where we're going to struggle. I think we were lucky in the fact they didn't have Ramirez and Sam Kerr's kind of off it at a minute, but I
No,
was
don't know
so worried
what was
about
wrong with
Thompson.
her.
The amount of time she was just getting through, and if
She's
they had,
so quick.
mate, she's rapid, isn't she?
So quick.
She's rapid. There was one point where Emily Fox is running and she just goes, and she just
She just gave up.
she doesn't give up, but she like as Alyssa Thompson's going out wide, and she just then runs towards the line because she knows she's going to go there. So she kind of just tries to
Mm.
find a shortcut. It was quite funny
Do
to
you know
see.
what though? I kind of wonder as well if Chelsea went in hoping just for a silly mistake from you guys that would then lead to a goal the same way it did with us midweek,
Mm.
because I'd say we played just as strong as they did on Wednesday and all it took was one mistake and that was it.
Yeah.
And that kind of ruined
Well, yeah,
a good
that's
game
a
for
good
us. Whereas
point.
yesterday there weren't really that many mistakes from Arsenal that
That's a
could have
really
led
good
to a goal,
point.
and I think that's all Chelsea want. Chelsea aren't really playing to win. They're just, well, obviously they would be before anybody comes at me, but like the way it looks at the minute, it's all they're waiting for is a mistake from somebody, and that was exactly what happened on Wednesday for us. And
Yeah,
you
and we're
guys
we're
didn't really
normally doing
provide
it.
them. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's almost like we swapped when we played against Chelsea. Like we played, you played how we'd normally play in terms of no mistakes really,
But look at
and
look at the
then
way that
we
Man U
made a
scored
mistake
against
and that was
us.
it.
Man
Well,
U
yeah,
scored against us because Borbe, the keeper, gives the ball away, and I was waiting for that to happen. I was waiting for them to press us,
she
and
was good yesterday as
she was
well.
decent. She
She
was
was really
decent.
good. I wish I'd put her in goal on my fantasy team rather than
Oh,
Hannah
we'll get to
Hampton because
that.
I had 9 points on
We'll
my
get to
bench with her.
fantasy because I've had a flyer
Awful.
this week. But no, I do think that's a spot on point, and something I haven't really thought about is that they probably were waiting for a mistake, and
Mm.
they didn't really press us as high as I thought they would. But I wonder if they were also thinking if they didn't press, it would give our players who aren't that comfortable on the ball more time to then try a long pass and it go missing. Um, like a lot of we were more trying a long pass or Borbe or Emily Fox trying these really long passes that just don't work. But Yeah, I think we were quite tight in terms of the passing. I don't think we made too many mistakes. I think the mistakes that we did make were out of possession mistakes where like Ruben Moy was obviously marking Sam Kerr, and then when Sam Kerr dropped in, she would fly out, and that would allow I can't remember who it was, but to be able to then go and get into that gap, and that was when they had a couple of chances. But no, apart from that,
Mm,
I think we excelled and we stuck to a
yeah,
different type of game plan that actually suited the way that we need to play.
yeah,
Um,
I agree.
I just worry that that game plan really only suits our starting 11. That's my only worry is I think that game plan only suits that starting 11 and not when Olivia Smith goes in or if Stina's going to start up front
Yeah,
and stuff like that. That's what I worry about. No, sorry, Stina did start up front, didn't she? Russo was in the 10.
yeah.
Like if Frida goes in, sorry. That's the only thing I worry about. But what do I know, eh?
If we're talking about mistakes, shall we move on to City's game today? And
Go on then.
Alana Kennedy, I love you dearly, and if you see this, I'm forever grateful that you had a howler that led to our second goal today. Thank you very much.
I didn't see the second goal.
Well, no, to be fair, she cleared it, and then we just ended up with it, and it went in.
Well,
So City made me nervous today, and then people have been like, "Well, City have only just managed to beat a team that's just being promoted." Do they know? Do people know how much money has been pumped into
also,
London City Lionesses and the quality of some of their players?
and the manager, like that
Yeah,
manager's a very attacking manager. And look, I think Rene listened to the podcast last week, and I think so did the London City Lioness manager
well,
because
maybe
Rene tried something different, and this manager now actually showed his attacking prowess. Like
it
we,
was good to see Lani on the
I've
pitch, though. I
seen
can't
s-
lie.
I've seen so many things about this manager coming from Tenerife and how his attacking play is so good, and you actually seeing it. Like you were getting pegged back for a while,
Yeah,
City.
we
Like you were
were.
struggling.
At one point, I found it quite hard with multi-view today because my ADHD was just through the roof. So trying to focus was a lot. Um, so I had the City game specifically on my iPad and I was delayed, and it was just Mia's reactions and Charlie's reactions to everything. So I knew what had happened. But people have got to realize, like, London City are no joke. Like, they really are no joke. And we managed to get it over the line, obviously, and, like, Yama did really well.
She
Yama did
made
really
loads of
well,
saves.
but London City had quite a few that came off the woodwork initially, so
Yeah.
it wasn't necessarily
They
gonna
hit the
be.
post and the bar in like the first
When I
half,
saw
didn't
their
they?
lineup, I never, ever, ever expected it to be kind of an easy game. I went in knowing that it wasn't gonna be an easy game, but we, as a club, knew that it was a game that needed to be won.
And looking at it, and obviously Alana's not really been starting under the
No,
previous
but I think
manager.
she did really well,
At one
considering
point,
she's
at
not.
one point, she was playing left wing, and I think that shows you that
She's very versatile.
the attacking ability that that manager has. Because I
Mm,
think the same thing would happen with your manager. I always forget his name.
Andre
That one. I always
Edwards.
forget his name. So I think your manager and their manager are kind of similar in that anyone can play anywhere and they fill in the gaps. And
Mm.
yeah, Alana Kennedy crossed the ball on the left wing, which was very strange.
Yeah, I was happy to see her, just not. It was weird for me having her and Bex on the pitch at the same
Yeah,
time,
I
to be
bet.
honest, and seeing her against us. But I wish we'd gone. It looked like a cracking game. Obviously, Sam Coffey got her debut.
And everyone was there.
Unreal, unreal.
We
What
had
do you mean?
guests in the
Oh
crowd.
yeah, Beth Mead, Mariana Caldente, Alyssa Thompson, Ellie
Alyssa
Carpenter.
Thompson.
Alyssa Thompson was sat
She was there.
with Ellie Carpenter.
I didn't see Alyssa Thompson
Yes,
there.
she was next to Ellie Carpenter.
Oh my god.
And then you also had Alexi Putellas and Patry there.
Yeah, or whatever you say her name.
Madness. They were all there. It was so funny because people were like, I was on Twitter as I was going through it, or X, sorry, politically correct, it's X. And people were like, "Oh my God, Beth Mead's there because she's moving," and I was like, "Does
They've
that
done the
mean?
same with
Does that
Alexia.
mean Alexia Putellas is coming
Mate,
to
there's so
City?"
many photoshops of Alexia Patello in a London City line. It looks
Like,
weird.
come to Man City. It's
I mean,
fine.
I wouldn't put anything past Michelle Kang. Like,
No, I
she
wouldn't
could
at this
sign
point.
anyone at this
She was
point.
sat with them, I think. But I just, yeah, London City are not to be messed with. Like, and
They do well against the big
when
teams,
they
though.
scored, I was like, oh God, like we're gonna get a draw. It's gonna only be 7 points. I'm gonna get beef in the squad goals chat. The video I'd put off before kickoff, people were gonna come and complain at me, and I was like, I cannot deal with that.
That goal was an
But
absolute banger, by the
yeah,
way. If you don't see it, Freya Godfrey goal against Man City. What?
I want to
Absolutely
shout
smacked it in
out
the top corner.
to my team's celebration though. Like the passion in those girls is just unbelievable. And I think we said this on the last podcast we filmed, but City have got a flair at the minute that feel like we've not had for such a long time.
Tough games just do not bother City at the
Like
minute.
we are not fussed. Like Wednesday, yeah, we lost to Chelsea. We're not bothered that we were out the Subway Cup because we
You
know
got
we
something
want the
bigger.
league. We've got something bigger that we're working towards. And if we can manage to maintain this gap and not flop, I'm really sorry because I know my in-laws watch this, but we're going to West Ham in May. Like we will be going to London and we will go straight to our nephew's birthday party afterwards. I promise if it gets moved to the Saturday, but we've got to be in London for that last game of the season. Like we are about to make history if we beat Chelsea and
Just
Arsenal.
gotta keep it going.
But we've just got to keep this momentum and touch wood. We've got to hope that we don't get any injuries because that's what's been so detrimental to us, especially last season. But it would be amazing, and it makes me emotional thinking about it. Like, it would just mean the absolute world, and I think we deserve it. And the team we've got at the minute, we appear to be unstoppable.
Just depends how you guys do when players go to the Asia Cup, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think that's the main.
I mean,
But then everyone else is in the same boat.
Yama will go.
Yama will go. Kiara Keaton will be in.
Kiara will be in goal. She got Golden Glove. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not worried
Yeah,
about
she's more than
Kiara.
capable.
I love her amazingly. Like, she's great, and I think she deserves that time, and she will get that time when they're in the Asia Cup. Obviously, Yui will go,
Sam
but that doesn't
Coffey.
matter. We've got Sam Coffey. You can stick Grace Clinton and Sam Coffey in the midfield. Like,
Yeah.
I am not worried. And then obviously we'd be without Fajino, but Fajino's injured at the minute anyway.
And you've got so many different wingers as well. And I don't
Exactly,
think Mary
like-
Fowler will go because I don't think she'll
No.
get called up. I mean, I could be wrong.
She might,
But-
because she was training with the Tillies in the last international camp. But then,
Okay.
are City going to allow her to go if it's a risk factor of the fact she's just back from her ACL and
Well, I think
we've got something so big on the line?
Well, her and the manager will have that conversation of
Yeah,
if I'm going, am I going to play? And I think that will be the difference. If she's not going to play that
agree.
much, she'll probably want to stay with City and help City out. But I don't. I think that's the only thing is that Kiara being in goal, how will them big chances get saved? Because that's
Yeah.
what's been happening.
I reckon
I
they
think
will.
so.
I back her.
I think so. And then it's just can Sam Coffey do what Yui does? And you know me, that's.
Sam Coffey
I'm a big
is.
Yui fan. I just don't know if it's going to be the same. Sam Coffey looked very good, and
Sam
I've not really
Coffey is
watched a lot
good.
of her. I've not watched a lot of her, but she did look
Yeah,
good.
you
But
didn't go
Yui's
for
just
Portland
different.
Thorns games, did you? Charlie was not one to get up and watch the
No, not a
NWSL
chance.
with me. So
But Yui's just different. I don't think you can replace Yui. But
no, you can't. But if you've got to have a stand-in while she's gone for like 2 or 3 matches, then you've got to have a stand-in. Do you know what I mean? But we're not the only club that are going to be affected by it. Arsenal are obviously going to lose Caitlin Ford. I'm not going to put Kyra's name out there because
Steph Catley.
I don't think she will. But Caitlin Ford, Steph Catley, like there's loads of clubs that are going to be affected by it. So we've just got to hope and pray that we can maintain what we've got while they're away. But
And I hope Japan win the Asia Cup.
not like your Japan's biggest fan, no.
Just so good, man.
Oh, that's not even on the wall behind us. It's fallen down. But no, I think City deserved to win today. London City, commiserations, but you can't move away from the fact that people, like I said at the start, people keep saying, "Oh well, you nearly lost to a newly promoted team." So we won in the end, and getting those goals in across the line is what we need. And I mean, even if we do mess up now, and the end of the season goes down to goal difference again, our goal difference is massive. So at this point in time, we're not getting
And
too
that's the
excited yet. We're not. But we are 9 points clear. And if we can maintain that, I know I'm speaking for a lot of City fans that I know personally as well. It just means the world that we're in such a different position to what we were last season and the season before.
It's 9 points clear, but with the goal difference, it's actually 10. When you think about it, it's actually 10 points, which is what?
9
4
points
games.
different, 9
That's
goals
4
difference.
games. That's a lot.
Mm.
That's a lot of games to have to catch up, and I just don't see City losing 3 or 4 games. I really don't
I
see
don't.
it. I can see them drawing a game here or there, but that I just don't see that at all. And you're looking at Arsenal, Man U, and Chelsea. They're still beatable.
Yeah,
They are beatable, and City just don't look that way. They just didn't look phased at all when London City Lionesses were flying at them. Like they just looked like, all right, here we go. We'll get our chance. We'll take it.
we have also got. I'm putting it out there. I've put it out there on a video today, and I don't think many people agreed. But if you rule out Alyssa Thompson, right, for Chelsea, we have got by far, and I've said it before on the podcast, by far the best forwards in the WSL right
As a
now.
unit, I think, yeah.
As
As a
it,
unit, individuals you
when
can
I
kind of
looked at that
debate.
lineup today, Viv, Bunny, Lauren, Carolyn, insane,
Yeah, I think
all at the same time.
as a unit, because you could swap out Hemp and
Scary.
Thompson. I think they're the only ones that can really swap out.
Yeah, the
And
rest of them.
Carolyn and Mead. Like I think they're,
Left me
but
yesterday,
when you
yeah.
put it as a unit, that four is a joke.
Mm.
But I think we need to talk about the other WSL games because it has been 26 minutes and we've only spoke about 2 games. So obviously on Friday night we had Everton versus Brighton. This was at Goodison Park. Everton have not been doing well at Goodison Park.
No, and Ruby Mace put out a statement saying that she apologised that they weren't winning at the moment.
They've been
And let me get my fact
struggling
up.
there.
Funnily enough, it has been. Where's it gone? I'm
They've
not
been
gonna be able
doing
to
well
find
in
it
terms of
now.
attendances. I know you're going to bring that up.
308 days since Everton's women's last won a home game. The last home game they won was on the 22nd of March 2025.
Which is mad because they've also, and I know you had this stat written down, but since they moved to Goodison Park, they've had a 123% increase in attendance as well. So they've
Which is
been getting
fine,
more
but not
fans
if you're not
there.
winning the
Yeah,
games.
they've been getting more fans there. The performances are just not there. But this is Brighton's first game without their manager, Dario. Can't remember his last name, but he was obviously not Brighton manager at the minute due to family circumstances. So the assistant manager stepped in. They got that win. They looked really good actually, Brighton. They were playing really good
Yeah, they
football.
did. Really
I
good.
think I was the only person on the planet watching the game because anytime I tried to speak to someone about the game, they were not watching.
I was watching it
Yeah.
loosely, watching it. It's Friday night. I was tired. I've been poorly this week.
But yeah, obviously then we had Arsenal Chelsea, which we've spoken about, and then Sunday, all of the games at um what was it, 1 minute to 12 kickoff or something ridiculous these days. But you had Man United beating Aston Villa 4-1, which was just mental. You had Ziggiotti scoring from a corner,
That was insane.
absolute rocket. Then straight away you had Hansen, who has been on fire this season, second top goal scorer, gets a really good goal, really good finish.
Mm.
And then it just went from there. And you had Turland score, you had Jess Park score, and then you had Lundvisk get her goal. Class. It was class. They looked really good, United. And at one point, Villa just looked like they gave up, which was really frustrating.
Mm.
But look, United looked really good in that game, and I'm a little bit worried about when we have to kind of play them.
Well, apparently I can be in two places at once because I scored for United today and I was sat on the living room sofa on a live with Mia. So, as you do. Do you know what, though? You can't take away from Villa, though, Kirsty Hansen, because as
Mint.
much as Villa aren't doing the best right now, Kirsty Hansen is on fire. Like, she is insane. I've got several points from her
Villa have done all
on
right though.
Fantasy WSL this week.
They beat United in the other fixture. Doesn't matter if they lost to you.
They
They're a
lost to us
decent
massively
team.
as
They've
well.
been doing well. They're
They
doing
are
all right.
also without Rachel Daly at the
And
minute,
Lucia Kendall.
and Lucia Kendall because she's injured. So,
I think
considering the
Rachel Daly's a big loss.
circumstances, yeah, Rachel Daly is a big loss, but
You can
nobody
just
actually
feel
knows
it.
how long she's out for, which makes it worse. But United, yeah, United played well. And I mean, for you lot, it's not a good thing because they're only a point behind you now.
Yeah,
But
that was the worrying thing. I was more worried about Tottenham, who happened to
to
lose
lose to
2-0.
Liverpool,
2-0 to Liverpool. And after my last speech about people on X being very unkind to Mia Enderby, she gave it on back and she got 2
twice in a
goals.
minute. Was it a minute?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the second one was really funny because I can't remember who the defender was, but they slipped on the ball and Mia Enderby went straight through and scored. So I was buzzing with that because they
Maybe
deserve
she's
it.
watched the podcast as well and saw your rant about her not scoring last
Hey,
week. And
that's what I'm here for, guys.
more people watching this than we know, guys. There's people in Australia, so if you are one of those, hello. But yeah, I think yeah, it's a weird place is the WSL at the minute. Because teams that
Yeah,
you're expecting to
100%.
win aren't winning, and teams that you'd expect to lose are actually managing to
I
draw
think
or win,
Liverpool
and
look really good.
they did today. And
They do in general. I think they look really good. They're getting really unfortunate. They lost a few players to injuries, big players, and I think the new signings they've
I was
brought in
just
look
going to say that
fantastic.
Denise
And
O'Sullivan has slotted
yeah,
straight in there.
and the striker I can't remember her name, but she looks really good. And I think when you've got her and Olsen, it's just
Mm.
happy days. Like Gareth Taylor knows what
How's
he's
the bottom of the
doing.
table looking now? Let
They're
me get it
one.
up.
So Liverpool, I think, have got 8 points, and West Ham have got 9.
So it's going to be tight. It
And
is
this is
going to
the
be tight,
thing.
but then West Ham won as well.
Yeah.
They shocked everyone and they won today. So
Well, they beat
it's a
Leicester, didn't they?
yeah,
Two
it's a
one.
very strange situation in the WSL right now, and nobody can go into any game well, we could maybe, but you're not really going to go into games expecting to win necessarily, because I can guarantee Tottenham went in thinking they were going to beat Liverpool today, didn't. Leicester will log on in thinking they'd beat West Ham. They didn't. Like, the bottom of the table is no joke at the minute. Like, it is going to be fight to the death. And actually, if you look at the table right now, between 12th and 9th, there's only 2 points, sorry, because Liverpool have got 7, West Ham and Everton are both on 8, and then Leicester's got 9, and then you've got a 7 point gap from there to 8th. And then you've got London City and Villa on the same points, with Brighton only a point ahead of them. So the middle of the table and the bottom of the table, there's still everything to play for to get those positions.
Absolutely. And something I kind of wanted to bring up,
Oh dear, go
a
on.
bit of a hot take.
Oh God.
Um, Obviously Liverpool have got some really good signings that have come through, and I'm thinking wanted to put the question across to people that they clearly are not worried about being relegated, because players like Denise O'Sullivan would not be going to Liverpool if
Mm-mm.
that was going to happen.
No, I agree.
So I think they know that they're clear. They know that whoever is in that third place in the WSL2, they're
At the
gonna
minute,
beat,
it's Bristol.
and I think they know that they're gonna go and you know put a beating on them, and I think it shows. Like, they're playing really well, and yeah, you might just look at the table and you think, yeah, Liverpool rubbish. They're not. I'm telling you, they play some really good
They're
football.
playing well. They're just not getting the wins. And Gareth Taylor's a very much one system man. He doesn't have a plan B. We know that from last season.
And I think it works for them because they've not got these really big names. Where at City, I think people were kind of just not gonna kind of conform and not go with what Gareth Taylor wants, because I'm bigger than you, I'm bigger than the club, and I don't think
Sorry,
that
Kelly.
that doesn't work with this squad, and I think that's why they're doing so well. And you've got a really good team and a really good system, and look, pretty much every single game, I don't know if that's still a thing, but in pretty much every single game, they're scoring first, and
Mm,
that's massive. They've just been struggling defensively, but they seem to have got it on point, and they were flying today. They were really good
yeah,
in
they
that
were.
game. They should have been like 5-0 up. Um, but they were really good, and I think going in when they played London Bees in the FA Cup and they beat them 6-1, I think that just gave them that confidence boost that
Confidence,
they
yeah.
needed. I think we should go through
I
the
was
FA
just
Cup
going to say,
games as
talking
well.
about the FA Cup, I've got a rant about the FA Cup.
I'll be
Now,
careful on this one,
I
please.
am going to be careful on this because we would love to work with these people in the future. But my beef is there were 16 FA Cup games on last weekend, and we could watch 4 of them at home.
Well, they had a
Only
TV
4 of
deal.
them were televised on TNT.
Mm.
And if you're wanting the women's game to grow, after we've already had the downfall of attendances, and because of the fact that we've got the TV deal where we're playing matches at 12 o'clock on a Sunday all at the same time so it can be multi-viewed, the same thing has happened in the FA Cup, because I wanted to watch my team last weekend and I couldn't, and City even didn't have the rights for it. They only had the audio rights. Like, it really, really, I had beef with it because as people who film a podcast, it is so difficult to film a podcast and put something out there about it when you can't access it at home. It
And that's
was
why we didn't
really, really
record.
hard. And that's why we didn't do a podcast last week.
That's why we're going to fly through the
Yeah,
results
because we
very
watched
soon.
4 of the games. And I think, fair play, there is one company I am going to shout out here, and that's Fowdies. Because even though the games weren't being televised, they were still making sure that there was that point out there about the FA Cup and how the pay is not like the pay needs to increase for the women and the pay gap between the men and the women. And Saudis did so well to still promote that last weekend, and we personally promoted it as well on our page. But I think if they're wanting the money to grow, the FA Cup needs to give us more access to those games at home. Otherwise, you're
It's
not going to get that
difficult.
viewership.
It's difficult though because
Really hard.
there's two ways to do it. You can either grow it by viewers, where you then are paying more money, so you can go right. Let's put all the games out for free, and then you're
Or you
losing
put it before
money.
behind a paywall.
Or you can put it, you can get these deals that then the money goes to the clubs and the money goes to all of these different places. Obviously, we don't know exactly where the money goes,
No.
but it will be going into the game. So it's which way do you prefer it? Do you prefer all the games to be free and companies and teams lose out on money, or would you prefer the teams to get the money and the players to be paid more?
Yeah, it's
It's a
hard.
really difficult thing, isn't it? And it will get there
Mm.
to the point where it will be just like the men's game. It won't be, it won't
It'll
be the
never be the
same,
same,
but it will
but
be in that kind of thing where it's right. That's everyone's well paid, everyone's decently
yeah.
paid for what they bring in. But at the minute, it's one of them two things. Do you go and put all the games out for free and lose money, or do you try and make money and make everyone else money at the same time? But you kind of anger a few fans. And look, it's difficult. It's really
Yeah.
difficult for us because we've got to talk about the games.
And
But at the end of the day, they had. What did they have? They had the Arsenal game on. They had an
yeah,
Everton game against West
London
Brom,
City, Sunderland.
and they had London City, Sunderland, where you're probably not going to be able to watch them games. So I think it was good. They ended it with Arsenal
Yeah,
Villa,
I
but
guess so.
look, I would love to have watched all the games. I would have loved to have been able to watch Burnley and Man U.
Do you know what I
You lot
would love
against
though?
Bournemouth. It'd be good because it highlights different players. They put the highlights out. It's just one of them. It's one of them things you just got to do. They're doing the same with the men's. That look, most of them
Yeah.
were on TNT. It's just one of them things we got to get over at the minute.
Doesn't mean though that we wouldn't love to work with TNT in the 5th round. Obviously we couldn't film much content last weekend because I was really poorly, but not saying we wouldn't like to do some work in the 5th round. So TNT, if you see this, feel free.
Do you want me to just fly through the results?
Go for it.
So, Arsenal beat Villa 2-0. Birmingham beat Hull 6-2. Charlton beat Swindon 10-0. Brighton beat Nottingham Forest 2-0. Man City beat Bournemouth 6-0. Bristol beat Southampton 2-1 after extra time. Chatham beat York City 3-0. London Bees lost 6-0 to Liverpool. Man United beat Burnley 5-0. Sheffield beat Ipswich 2-1. Oxford beat Middlesbrough 3-1. Tottenham beat Leicester 3-0. I feel like them two play each other all the time at the minute.
Yeah, they do.
Chelsea beat Crystal Palace 5-0. London City Lionesses beat Sunderland 1-0. And West Ham beat Newcastle 3-0. And Everton beat West Brom 5-0.
Can I put a point out there? And this point came from Rusha Littlejohn on her podcast. Rusha said, if games, I think it was 5 goals, she said, or 4 goals. After 4 goals, you shouldn't then carry on scoring, was what she said, because it's not fair on the other club. And
right,
I know,
about it,
I
man.
know. But there'd have been several games last weekend that would have had to sacrifice their goals if her rule was a rule. Just saying.
But then that's not fair, because then players like, what's her name? I'm gonna have to find this. What's her name that plays for United? The young girl who went on, Drury. Layla Drury, 16 years old, wouldn't have got that chance to play in that game if it would have stopped at like 4-0.
I know that.
She goes on, she scores the 5th goal. Have that, Rusha. Get on with it. Play for better teams next time.
Oh, okay then. Let's swiftly move on before.
Right, League Cup. Then we're gonna have
we
to
have
talk
beef.
about it, because
Do we have to? We made one mistake. Chelsea won. We're now out the Subway Cup, and we can win the WSL. Thank you very much,
We
Sonia
made one
Van
mistake.
Basten.
United went through. United scored. Shock! Another final of Manchester United and Chelsea. Boring. There's going to be 4 fans
It was
in the
us
stadium.
last year. It was us.
Yeah, but they were the
Chelsea.
FA
Thank
Cup,
you
weren't
very
they?
much. No.
Was it not the
We
FA
went to
Cup?
the Sandwich Cup.
No, I know we did and City were, but the FA Cup was. It's always been Chelsea United. It's boring. There's like 5 people in the stadium. It's boring. And all the United fans that live. No, I'm going to stop.
Stop, because
I'm only messing.
in all the comments, we're just gonna have. I have had enough grief from Chelsea fans today while I was on TikTok Live. Like, I do not need any more.
Right, anyway.
I am happy though. Because we're not actually going to talk about the Subway Cup because it's pointless. Both our teams are out of it. We lost. End of. But just quickly going back to the FA Cup, one thing I am grateful for, we've got Sheffield United in the next round. Thank you very much. On to the 6th round.
Who've Arsenal got?
You have got. I can't remember.
I can't remember.
I'll have a look. Standby caller. Oh, it'll be on the actual FA
Is it
Cup.
Bristol? Have we got Bristol City?
Yeah, I feel like you've got someone
think
that's
we've got Bristol
a
City.
little bit easier. Says us that have got Sheffield.
Yeah, I think we got Bristol City.
Sheffield United. Oh, ball knowledge. You have got Bristol City at home.
Go on then. Right.
At home.
Kirsty's made a list of other news
Oh,
of women's football that is
God.
about 35 bullet points.
Well, you've all not had a podcast for a week, 2 weeks, so actually this makes up for it. One thing is a stat that came out, which has not. Well, it has because we won in the end.
It's still going.
It's still going. Charlie
Nearly
made me
wasn't.
question this stat because, do you know what? I think I deleted it because you told me that it wasn't the case anymore.
Basically, Jade Rose and
Rebecca Canuck, when they have both started together as centre backs, have got the most amount of games.
It's 100% win rate, and it's in 5 games.
In 5 games. Now 6 games. Thank you very much.
6 games. So it is actually 5 or more.
Our back wall. Great.
Right.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
We're not going to brush too much onto that.
There's one person in particular that
No.
I'll bring up at another time.
No, we're not talking about it. I am on cloud 9 right now. Please don't spoil it. Mary Fowler is also, if we're going from a City point of view, Mary Fowler is also back in training with the main squad. So keep your eyes out, guys, because Mary Fowler will be back very soon, which would be good. Obviously, with Sam Coffey coming in, it meant that Poppy Pritchard lost her number because Poppy Pritchard was number 17. Sam Coffey's come in. She's now number 17. But it has been announced this week that both Poppy Pritchard and Tara O'Hanlon will be joining. Who, Charlie?
They've gone to Celtic.
They have gone to Celtic. So, Casey, look after them. I know you watch the podcast, so please look after them. Obviously, Alicia Lehman is back in the WSL if we run through all the transfers first.
Yeah, she's gone to Leicester.
She's moved around a bit, hasn't she? Because she went from
played-
Villa to Juventus.
She went from West Ham to
West
Villa.
Ham to-
then
yeah.
Villa to Juventus.
Yeah.
Then Juventus to
Lake Como.
Como. Then back to Leicester.
And now back to Leicester. So clearly there's a reason she wants to be in the WSL.
More Leicester news. The recent signing, Ashley Neville, is now vice captain of the squad.
She is.
After being there for a couple of weeks, which I think is pretty
And
cool.
scoring an own goal in
Right,
her
we
first
need to
game.
stop bringing that up.
We need to stop bringing that up. Ashley, if you ever see this, we do love you dearly. Please don't take it personal.
No, you don't play for Tottenham, I do.
Oh, Charlie. Fajino, in terms of training as well, just while we're talking about training, has gone back into individual training, which is great. Ella Toon, however, I know that United fans aren't too happy with this one, but Ella Toon could be out for up to 8 weeks with a stress hip injury, I believe.
Ow.
Yeah.
Ow.
So it's not looking good from their point of view. And obviously, Lucia Kendall is also injured, along with Rachel Daly in terms of Villa. So that is not positive if you're a Villa fan. And for Everton, unfortunately, Karen Holmgard tore her ACL during the FA Cup last weekend.
Oh, yeah, I forgot
So
about that.
they're also without her, which is a big loss for them.
Another stat for Everton, Courtney Brosnan made the most saves in a Barclays WSL game against City with 11 saves.
Oh,
That's
last
the new record.
weekend. Let me just, guys, I'm going to stay in my City bubble, and if that means the podcast isn't great for you to listen to as a different fan, for now, I'm really sorry. Everton also. Oh, you used that one earlier though. 123% increase in attendances, despite the fact that they're not winning anything.
Mate, we
which is
ran
a
through that
shame.
list quick,
We
and
have.
I'm leaving you with the final one, which is huge news.
Okay, so everybody wanted this player to join them. Chelsea wanted them. Arsenal fans wanted her. We weren't too bothered. But rules have been changed in the
Shocker.
NWSL,
Shocker.
which means that, drum roll please. That was pathetic.
Didn't work.
Trinity Rodman will be on $1 million
Smackaroos.
a season to stay at Washington Spirit, and she has signed for another 3 years. So if you are a Chelsea fan and you were really excited that she was going to join yous, looks like it's not happening now.
Do you reckon?
Sorry.
Do you reckon the people in NWSL, that's hard to say, also watch the podcast? Because I was giving them the reason why all the players left, and I was saying if Trinity Rodman goes, their league is scuppered because they'll only have Lindsay Heaps. So they must have watched it and changed the rules.
Oh yeah, Lindsay Heaps is going back, isn't she?
She's going back.
Denver Summit.
I thought it was
want to
North
say.
Carolina, but I do not know anything about the NWSL.
And Mackenzie Arnold's staying at Portland Thorns, so I'm sure you're really happy about that one.
Yeah, please.
Um,
Please stay over there.
Last point today.
I can't have Maka as Arsenal keeper.
Oh, yeah, you could.
I
You
can't.
could.
No. We'll talk about it another time.
Oh, okay. So subject. And you've also used the debate piece already, so that's it. And we've got no hot take this week.
It is a 45-minute long podcast.
I know. I'm really sorry, guys. We have waffled. It has been a long podcast. Please send in your hot takes for next week. Oh, and one thing, Charlie doesn't know this yet because he's not seen the video, so I apologise in advance. But if you're watching this before Friday the 30th of January, you have got the opportunity to enter our WSL sticker book giveaway that we are doing to say thank you for helping us reach 4.5 over the Christmas period. Wrong way around. We are now on 4.6. Thanks to you guys. So if you are watching this before then, if you head over to our Instagram or our TikTok, there are the rules of how to enter, and we will be announcing who wins on the podcast next week.
Hey, I love giveaways.
Charlie loves a good giveaway. I snuck up here earlier to film it, so, and because you've not been on the TikTok, you won't know. So enter the giveaway if you haven't already, and even if you already follow us, just give it a like. It helps us get out there more. If you've enjoyed the podcast either on Spotify or on YouTube, please leave us a rating. Please subscribe, share it with your friends, share it with your mum, share it with your dad. And thank you very much. We'll see you next week.
And if we're on your telly, click the like.